Hi, it's Pastor Andy with another short little video update. I know this is late on Friday, and so many of you may not see it until Saturday or even Sunday or whatever. But um, I, part of the reason it's late is Susan and I have been out today for it's about 8 o'clock. We left a little afternoon, or I guess 12:30ish or so, except for a short time of a break for dinner. We've been out visiting pretty much the rest of our church family, and so that's been a wonderful thing. And it reminded me as we were driving around today that we have that last year, 2019, the series that I did from the pulpit was about the body of Christ, and about how each part of our human body has some, in my opinion, relevance to the church. And as Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 12 and alludes to it in other places as well, we can't one part of the body can't function without another part of the body. And it's very clear in 1 Corinthians 12, for instance. But that's kind of where we are as a church and as the church, where we can't come together. And just as a body doesn't function well when one part of the body is not functioning because it's injured or because of an overall illness, um, or even worse, detached in some way, it affects the whole body. And so it's been nice over these last 3 days, or 3 of the last 4 days. I could not do it yesterday because of my teaching. It's for the seminary, but it's been nice to be able to be with the body known as Fairfax Baptist Church, and going around and seeing people and standing outside for a while, as cold as it was today. Susan and I are both chilled to the bone, even though it's been in the 50s, just the overcast and everything. And so we didn't see everybody, but I think maybe one or two families that we have yet to try to visit. I think we've tried and knocked on every other door, rang every other doorbell, or et cetera. And so again, that's been good. Um, but we don't know what the future is going to hold. So as I've told most everybody face to face, if we're allowed to, we'll continue to do this in the weeks ahead, probably every other week or so. But if we're not allowed, then we'll begin to resort to phone calls. But my encouragement to you, as I've said in other videos, and as I called the deacons and talked to the deacons about this earlier, I'm encouraging them to reach out to people. But you're a part of the body of Christ, if indeed you are, and so reach out to other people who are part of that body. That shouldn't just be the pastor's job. It shouldn't be the deacon's job. It should be each member's job to want to do that, to remain in communication. And I know many of you are probably talking to several others throughout the day. It's how we're going to get through this. But don't just talk about the latest updates on the coronavirus, although that can be done. And don't just talk about the lamenting over the lack of whatever is sports or music or movies or whatever it is, but spend a few moments of encouraging others. I saw it in the eyes, I saw it in the faces, the joy of just being able to talk to others. And again, for some of you that we've seen over these last few days, you haven't been disassociated from others. You're still seeing people around town because of your job or because of other ways that you're finding ways to interact. But for some, that's not happening. And so, um, whether it's by text, whether it's by phone, whether it's by email, whether it's through Facebook, doesn't matter. But hearing a voice definitely helps. So maybe take some time over these next few weeks and call somebody that just pops to mind. As I say this, somebody popped to your mind. Call that person today or tomorrow, or over the weekend, and just say that you're thinking about them. And maybe they'll do the same for you at a later point. Again, we are the body of Christ, and we are to be that body, united as one, as Paul says in Ephesians 4 as well. And when we are not able to be together, it should sting a little bit. There should be some pain. So let's try to narrow that pain. Let's try to mitigate that pain in the midst of this challenge that's before us called COVID-19, but the other challenges that you're facing in your life. Finding and reaching out to other people can be a huge encouragement to us all. So that's my encouragement for you tonight. I hope you'll tune in on Sunday morning for the message. Again, it'll be on YouTube. You'll be able to link to it from Facebook at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday morning on the Fairfax Baptist Church page. So until then, take care.